Yo, it's Beast King Darko. Hey, yo, so who from the 90s remembers these little playthings, these little toys that we had called Tamagotchis? You know what I'm saying? They're real small, like little pocket monster shits, right? I was just wondering, what if, ever since we were little kids, right? I mean, despite the fact that we had video games and shit like that, it was a little bit different because you had rules and shit on that, like, whatever. But with the Tamagotchi, it was like if you didn't give it enough attention, it would die, and then you have to start all over again, right? So if you were really into that, like most kids were, you know what I'm saying? Your attention span was on that shit, right? And then as we got older, like we started to get like cell phones and shit. You that was kind of the thing because I remember like being on the phone like was the thing, like you know what I'm saying. But and then it was cell phones. But then you had texting and shit, but like it was expensive. Like texting really didn't come in, at least from what I remember, didn't come until like eighth, ninth grade. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like when people really started texting and shit. And even then, like I said, you have to pay for it, and then you have to fucking like if you have to wait to a certain point, like 7:30, and then some people was like 9:30, like it's wild shit. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, that's when, or weekends, and that's the only time you could text for free. Anything before that, man, that bill was gonna come back crazy. You wouldn't even believe that shit was gonna come back crazy. But anyway, skip a couple years, then we started to get shit like fucking iPod touches, iPod touches, and tablets. That was the first wave of that shit, the first generation of that shit. And that's when like we really started to like, because you couldn't carry those around just yet. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit wasn't as advanced, and iPhone was just coming out, and that was another thing. iPhone, shit like just shit like those. That's what really started it, because now you could use all these crazy apps on your phone, which before you could use, they were kind of like apps, but it was kind of lame shit, like for real. It wasn't the same as, what came afterwards. So once you could do that, our attention spans just started getting crazy. But even then, most of our content besides Vine was like longer content, you know what I'm saying? Because YouTube was a big thing. So most of the time,